That would put it in Lynchburg at 1213.
There looked like it had a little bit of a better, more defined rotation, but now on the radar it doesn't really look as impressive, but that certainly does. When you take a look at the rotation, you can see those real bright colors. If you zoom in, you can see that real bright green inside of that circle with the real bright red, and that gives you a good indication that it's a very clear sign right there. You can see that bright green will kind of expand a little bit. So you can see, compared to the other greens around it in the circle, that bright green right in there with that bright red kind of between Wagner Hill Road, also near Spankham Road, Buckeye Loop, all of those places right there, especially, folks, if you live in Lynchburg, you definitely want to go down, take some cover out there real quick. This does look to have a very well-defined center of rotation right there, just out to the west, maybe 5 miles at most to the west of Lynchburg, so there's not too much time. Kind of goes between, say, about Lynchburg Highway, then maybe up around the County Line Road, kind of near those areas. Right now it appears to be right on top of Wagner Hill Road, once again moving east at about 65 miles per hour.
Yeah, Allison, and that is a pretty well-defined area of circulation. We'll go ahead and put a storm track on that for folks, and it looks kind of like the leading edge of this thunderstorm is where most of the rotation has been. As Allison mentioned, if you're in Lynchburg, please do take shelter, seek shelter immediately. This is moving off to the east pretty quickly, anywhere from 50 to 60 miles per hour. Of course, we'd rather give people a little bit of an advanced heads up, but we're going to track the leading edge of this rotation. As a matter of fact, we're going to have to expand the view just because this is moving so quickly. But as we track the leading edge of this rotation, which is right around the Lynchburg area, if you live in Lynchburg, please do seek shelter. Did not have a warning for you, but now we have an active severe thunderstorm warning for southern Lincoln County. This includes Fayetteville, the Highway 64 corridor through Huntland over toward Winchester. So this is also a storm that we're going to be watching closely. Again, our tornado warning down in parts of Lincoln County does continue until 12:45. We've also got a tornado warning for Franklin County and Moore County until 12:30, with very strong destructive straight-line winds expected according to the National Weather Service. So a couple different things going on here. Again, we're tracking what could be some pretty potent rotation right around the Lynchburg area. We'll get back to Rutherford County here in just a second, but it really looks, and there's the new tornado warning, really looks like some pretty impressive rotation right around the Lynchburg area. Briefly, we'll turn the warnings off just so we can get a clear picture of the radar itself and the information. Kind of give you a lapse here. And you can see the storm kind of rolling in from west to east here. And the tornado warning for Cannon, DeKalb, and the tornado warning for Rutherford County has been canceled. Still active for Cannon County and parts of DeKalb County. We'll get an update on that in just a moment. But you can see the rotation as it kind of pulls in to the Lynchburg area. It could be right on top, if not just barely to the north of the Lynchburg area right now. We'll put a storm track again on this just to let everyone know. It looks like this is kind of going to move due east, moving pretty fast, passing between Tullahoma and Estill Springs, although in either of those communities, a very good idea to seek some shelter. We're going to track kind of the leading edge of this potential rotation, which is really right on top of Lynchburg right now. Again, this is moving east very fast at about 50-plus miles per hour. And again, Tullahoma, you've got a couple of moments to find that safe place in your home, the lowest level of your home, an interior room away from windows. Again, possible rotation that's right on top of Lynchburg now, moving toward Tullahoma and Estill Springs. Could be around Estill Springs just before the bottom of the hour, around 12:29. And if this holds together, impacting Alto at about 12:41, Tracy City just before 1 p.m., Colmont about 1:22, if it can hold itself together. But Allison, we've got several tornado warnings on our hand right now. I see Moore County, including Lynchburg, Lynchburg under a tornado warning until 12:30, and Franklin County, as we just mentioned, northern Franklin County, including Estill Springs, under a tornado warning as well until 12:30.
And we are expecting to get one for Coffee County very shortly. It's that one from earlier that was further off to the north. That one will be added to Coffee County shortly. So we do expect another tornado warning to be in advance for that one as well. But for right now, the focus has kind of been on this one that's kind of started in Lincoln County and is now going to slowly start to make its way over into Franklin and Moore County, and that's in effect until 12:30 and 12:45, depending on the county that you are in, moving east at about 60 miles an hour, so it is a very quick-moving storm. And then, you know, we're getting notes from the National Weather Service that they do expect to have some pretty destructive straight-line winds with this storm. They're saying it's, quote, expected with this particular storm. And like we mentioned earlier, Fayetteville looked kind of a little bit bad there for a while. They have not been added to a tornado warning, but they do have that severe thunderstorm warning that they have decided to add down there as well. And you can see a lot of heavy rainfall, a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning out there as well, and the possibility for, like we were saying earlier, 60 to even 70 mile-per-hour winds. And folks, you have to kind of keep in mind it's been raining off and on throughout the day today, so when that ground gets kind of waterlogged like that, it makes it pretty easy for a small wind, even a small wind, say 40 to 50 miles an hour, to then be able to knock down some trees and power lines, let alone when we're talking about with some of these storms to have, say, 70 or even 80 mile-per-hour gusts.
And I'm kind of wondering, Allison, it looks like even though the core here of the rotation is still right around the Lynchburg area, perhaps just up to the north of Lynchburg, kind of advancing towards Tullahoma, it looks like some of this strong wind, even though Coffee County right now not technically under a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning, it looks like Manchester is kind of on the leading edge of what appears to be kind of a small little bow. And that means the wind is kind of pulling down from the top of these thunderstorms. So like you just said, we could have some 60, 70 mile-per-hour wind gusts anywhere from Manchester down through Tullahoma, down through Estill Springs, down through the Winchester area. So a pretty serious weather situation down here in the southeastern corner of Middle Tennessee. Also want to kind of keep tabs and check up